What happens if you're at Shalosh and you'll look more of this whole group of people, and they're more of the Rebbe with his Hasidim type, and they want to sing, and they want to go slow, and they want Shabbos to ebb in a way that you think that Shabbos is really important. But one of the people at the table happens to be a doctor, and he's got to be in the hospital as soon as he possibly can. Is it possible to make Havdala with wine while the Su'udah is still going on? So you make Havdala, and then you continue with the Su'udah. And the person who has to leave and needs to have heard Havdala in order to function, everybody would be satisfied. The answer to that question is yes. It is possible to make Havdala while you are still eating, while the eating is going on. But you should only do that if it's really necessary. Because when you do that, then your Bikat HaMazon changes. If you didn't make Havdala and you're in the middle of the Su'udah and you're going to finish eating, then when you make Bikat HaMazon, you mention Shabbat. And by making Havdala before you finished eating, you kind of crossed out that paragraph from Bikat HaMazon, and that's not what you want to do. Because, in this case, it was a special case. There was a particular need for a person who had to go to the hospital and do whatever he had to do. So in such a case, you could make Havdala during the meal. And then everybody has to remember that they shouldn't mention Shabbat when they say Birkat HaMazon. It's also important that the person who makes Havdala should not have drunk wine during the meal. Because if you drink wine during the meal, then it's not clear that you can make another bracha on another cup of wine in order to satisfy the demands of Havdala. So yes, it's possible. It's possible to make Havdala while you're still eating. But no, it's not the most appropriate thing to do because it runs up against certain halachic constraints. On the other hand, if there's somebody at the meal who legitimately has to go to wherever, has to do whatever, then certainly you can make Havdala. You can make Havdala during the meal. Let that person go to wherever it is he has to go, and continue the meal for the others, and then say Birkat HaMazon with the clear mention, without clearly mentioning Shabbat.